Okay, kind of like the sill plate, but different. We're going to see what other things we have downstairs to entertain us. And I'm just kind of moving on along. We've got a stair video already. But right in here, you can see it's a little different when it's my tape, my paint. Less than 1.25 inches. Less than 1.25 inches. And then something else that I like to kind of put out here is sometimes the backs. This stud is split pretty darn good, isn't it? That's not very attractive. But less than 1.25 inches. You know, the drywall guys are going to be nailing from either side of this. You know, on both sides they're going to be nailing. And, you know, they miss this and they can hit the wires right here. And so what I'm talking about here and here and here is I'm talking about nailing plates. And they've added some nailing plates here, which is a good thing, you know. Everybody likes to do a good job. But it doesn't hurt to have another set of eyes on it, you know. These split studs mean more to my client and I than they have to anybody else so far. How about that? So we're moving on along. We're noticing that we got smoke alarm boxes. Moving down this hallway here. Kind of interesting hallway. We got a bathroom. And this looks kind of strange, but all this is doing is holding this pipe. Okay, this water pipe. That's all it's doing. So while that's not attractive, that'll be behind the drywall. Nobody will see it. You know, I don't know. Pride and workmanship, I guess. But we bothered to put a nailing plate here. We bothered to put a nailing plate there. Why don't we have a nailing plate here? Let me go get my pink paint. I'll do that. And see things, you know, from another angle too. That doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt while we're here, you know. While we're here, we'll just go ahead and spray up those studs right there. Call everybody's attention to that. Split studs in closet beneath the stairway. Missing nailing plate on the main, on a sewer waste wet vent. Okay, they call it a wet dry vent because at this point, you know, it's working as a drain. It's always working as a drain. This is never a vent. Okay. Well, you know, I got my lingo a little off right there. Why don't we have a nailing plate? Why don't we have a nailing plate? That's a good question. That's a good question. Now we're coming over here and see all the green. We don't have green here. Okay, the green is a borate that we use to stifle termites. It's an approved termite preventative for new construction. It's good for a few years. So I got no termite right there, no T-mite. We're missing our green here. I think I mentioned that in another video. This is a nailing plate because it was kind of close. They could do the nailing plate better. We're moving on along. Coming in, you know, try not to sound too much like the nailing plate video. The seal plate video. Those wires are a little too close underneath the panel. Come on, you know what these drywall guys are like. We know these drywall guys. We know their shenanigans. So, moving on along. We've got a hole here for some plumbing or something. Well, what's that about? What is that about? Okay. Moving on along. I'm supposing this is going to be the main water shutoff to the house. Right here in the garage. Parallel is on, perpendicular is off. We got other nailing plate things, you know, as I kind of go through the house. And I'm not really chasing down everywhere. I've put pink spray paint for nailing plates. Although we got some good spots right in here. This is the primary bedroom right there. Less than 1.25 inches, less than 1.25 inches. You know, I see where other people are doing it. Come over here, less than 1.25 inches, less than 1.25 inches. We're missing our green again. No Termite. Right out of pink paint. No T. Okay, we don't have the green here. Now I shot the floor. Pow, pow, pow. Boomer jokes, okay? But you know, I measure the floor height to elevation differential since the pre-pour. I'll measure it on the last day as well after we get the floor coverings in. But I'm looking for two. I'm not an engineer. I wasn't an engineer when we did the pre-pour. I'm not an engineer. I'm a home inspector. I should stay in my lane, I believe. But so I don't calculate slope. I don't, do tolerances, specs. I use guidelines. And one of the guidelines I use is no more than 1 inch of floor height to elevation differential overall. And between this corner of the primary bedroom and the southwest corner, that's the highest spot of the house, by the way. And the entry into the primary bedroom suite. Okay, do I have my notes with me here? It's barely more, but it is 1.2 inches. And then, of course, we can see water right there. So 1.2 inches. Now, that calculation is an FHA, and that has to do with them trying to determine the possibility that a structure may have moved, settled, sunk, whatever. Okay, that's what that guideline's for. This foundation was poured this way. All right, this has nothing to do with movement. This is an as-built situation. So even though you're 0.2 of an inch, out of sight of an FHA guideline, it has no effect on this foundation. Okay, these windows, no termite, no Termite. My paint was acting a little better over here. These windows, no Termite. These windows, no Termite. Need a nailing plate right there. These windows, no Termite. Those windows, no Termite.